Oh, well, hello there, friends and family. I guess you caught me out here checking out my little piece of paradise in the deep south of Alabama today, June the 26th. Yeah, we sort of missed y'all yesterday, June 25th on Sunday, today being Monday. But overnight, we were blessed again with some rain. Yeah, we had 2 waves of storm front come through. They descended on top of us from the northwest. Riding down over our heads from the northwest to the northeast. And for some, they had some damage. And some had high winds, torrential rains. Our gusts got up to maybe 20, and we got an inch of rain overnight. So for us, it was just another day in the south, thankfully. It was. And we came out early this morning and checked everything, and everything was fine. And we did a little piddling around the different gardening spots and a little bit of thinking. And now, since we're past the heat of the day and the sun is on the other side of the tree line, yeah, now it's 92 out here in the shade. It says our heat index is 108. I'm thinking that's out in the blazing hot sunshine, which we try to avoid, but now it's hard ever since the old oak was brought down. But you do the best you can. So we work in the early morning hours, sometimes way before most of you might be up. Then we come out here in the late afternoon and evening hours. Even though both in the early morning and in the late afternoon, evening, we have to sort of get friendly with the not so friendly flies and mosquitoes. That's part of life. If you're going to garden and farm and you're going to be outdoors, you got to struggle through to get her done. Well, let's take a look at what we got to start this week off, the last week of June. So yeah, when y'all walked up on me, I was over here looking at the little cucumber plant we have here on the northeast side of the house. And, you know, it's something the kitty crew got going on. They're having an experiment here. They're experimenting with, over there on the left, the straight 8 heirloom cucumber against over here the hybrid burpless bush. Yeah. And as far as height of vines, I guess you can clearly see the straight 8's winning that race. But we don't eat vine, even though we could, but we don't. What we do eat is luscious cucumbers. And over here on the hybrid burpless bush, you can see one right there. Yeah, buddy. Woo, that might be the first cucumber I saw this year. I believe that it is. And it is on the burpless bush. Let's go over and check out that straight 8 before we say, you know, it don't have any yet. But then again, it might not. Okay, we're just looking for blossoms. And as luck would have it, I'm not even seeing no blossoms yet on my 2 heirloom straight 8 cucumbers. But I'm sure they'll be coming. And they may surpass the hybrid. But in all truth, in most cases, one of the reasons we have hybrids, and I'm not talking GMOs, is for increased productivity. That's one of the things. Shortening the growing season, you know. Where heirlooms may take, you know, anywhere from 80, 90 to 120 days. Hybrids may take 50, 60, 70, 80 days. You know, I'm not saying that's the case with these. I'm just saying that's a couple of the reasons, you know, that people make hybrids. And hybrids are done through actually cross-pollinating or crossbreeding for the desired traits that you want or the companies want. You know, whether that's flavor, ripeness, productivity, drought resistance, disease resistance, what have you. Yeah, we're not talking GMO and slicing genes and doing all that stuff. We're just talking about taking pollen from one plant with a desirable trait and bringing it over and pollinating another plant with a desirable trait. Yeah, and that's how you get a hybrid. But yeah, the Kitty's Crew experiment's going good right now. The burpless bush hybrid is ahead of the game. And we got the same over here. We got two more of them over here. Oh, if you look down in there, you can see old Mr. Bumble working those flowers. Yeah, he is. Of course, that's a male flower. But I don't mind. That'll get them coming back when the females start blooming. I haven't looked in here to see. Oh, now we got another cucumber. Whoa. Look at there, look at there. You see it right there? Oh, there's another one right behind it. That's two, but the one over there is three. Oh, there's another one right down there. Yep, that's four. Yeah, and these are the burpless bush hybrid too. So between the burpless bush hybrids, this being two of them right here stuck in the ground, and then there's two of them over yonder, I think we got 5 cucumbers, where the 2 straight 8s have yet to even have a blossom. So I know which cucumbers we're going to be feasting on first, but the kitties want to know not only, you know, which plant or which variety has the earliest cucumbers, but they want to know what's the most productive. But they also lastly want to know what's the most tastiest. That's what really matters, right? So yeah, we got cucumbers. And like I told you previously, we worked up this ground, cultivated it to knock down the weed pressure. And our poblano and hoe pepper there, hot, looking fine. And our lunchbox over here has got, you know, some type of leaf spot going on, but it's got plenty of peppers. There's 2, 3, 4, 5. It's got 6. Yeah, but it's got some kind of leaf spot. So we're gonna have to treat it with, of course, my preferred treatment, hydrogen peroxide and water. Talked about it many a times. I'm not the only one that uses it. And of course, if you look across the way there at that one banana plant, sweet banana over there, ooh, that sweet banana's almost touching the ground. But the bean planting, we finally got plenty of beans coming up. Yeah, sometimes that happens. You know, it was wet and rainy there for well over 7-8 days. I'm just thinking the seed rotted in the ground. A few days ago, I popped some more in between the gaps, and you can see didn't take them but 3 or 4 days to jump right up. I've also got a second row planted behind the poles. You can do that. You can put a row here and a row behind. Now I planted the row that's going to be in front of them later. The thought was this row will be up higher before the row in front sprouts and starts to grow, so it don't starve the back row for sunshine. Oh, that was my plan. But yeah, the clothesline pole plant's coming right along. We got cucumbers, we got peppers coming. All is good. Oh yeah, and you can see I still got limbs to pick up and get up so the claw can grab them. But, you know, I'm still a little bit weak from all that work clearing that roadside. They're doing okay. I'll get them most likely tomorrow. And as I showed you, a day or 2 ago when y'all stopped by, you know, I asked y'all how you controlled your weeds, and everybody had a lot of good suggestions. Most of them I've tried before, and we'll try again. But for now, I just took that long-handled 4-tine cultivator, broke up my ground around everything. Now I did fertilize all these tomatoes with the high yield general purpose fertilizer. It's a 10-8, you know. I've been using it for years. It does real well by me. And I worked all that in around all 8 of the tomato plants, and then might as well chop everything up. And it works really good. Of course, it rained. I did all the chopping up with the cultivator yesterday, midday. Well, a little bit after midday. And if you look at that video we did before, when I was asking you what you would do and how you control your weeds, you'd see, you know, there was basically a carpet going here. And you can see right here, just from the cultivation, you can see all the dead weeds that were up on the top. They burnt right up. But since it rained that night, and some of them were not exposed, it didn't get them all, as you can see out through there. Yep, cultivation is not 100%, neither is hoeing. But we knocked down probably 90%, and as soon as this gets a little bit drier, probably tomorrow, if it don't rain this evening, we'll get in there and chop some more up. And we got to get our T-posts in, because these are getting to the point where we need to start tying them up. That'll be tomorrow's project, I am sure. Yep, there's our 4th of July bonfire. Yeah, make sure to buy your tickets. You know, we have reserved seating. We're only going to have about, I'm hoping for 4,000 to 5,000 people. And of course, it's $10 a ticket. Yeah, you got to bring your own snacks, your own barbecue grills, your own food, and cold drinks. You know, I'm just a poor little countryman. Oh, kale's looking mighty fine, as always. Yeah, but now, still got this bed cleared out, and I still got to think of something to put in it. But it is now summer, and like I say, right now it's 92 in the shade. Feels like 108, and that's something you need to know. You see that kale plant over there? You see all these plants? They're not feeling the 92. They're feeling the 108, just like I am, just like you are, wherever you are in this big wide old world of ours. That's what that feels like temperature means. That's the impact on living things. Yeah. But I'm thinking about it. Maybe y'all have some suggestions. If you do, put them in the comments below the video, and I'll check them out. I'm thinking, since it's right in the beginning of summer solstice, longest day of the year, you know, which is officially the beginning of summer, is June the 21st, in the spring. Yeah, so we got many more hotter days coming through July, August, September. It'll start cooling down here to sometime in October. As strange as that may sound to many of you that live in far more northern latitudes. I'm thinking maybe okra. I don't need any more peppers. Don't need more beans. I don't eat a whole lot of squash. But hey, maybe you'll come up with something I'm not thinking about. I know it ain't gonna be brassicas, because that time has come and gone. I'm surprised this kale hasn't bolted yet, but it hasn't. It just keeps hanging on. I'm fine with that. You chop up a couple of those leaves, saute with some butter, garlic, you know, some bacon crumbles, scramble up some eggs, throw it all together. Woo! No, the only way it can get better, slice hot buttered cornbread or buttermilk biscuit, and you've got a southern country breakfast that's not only can't be beat, but it's great to eat. Yes, sir. Oh, it's nice to be over here in the shade of my old pecan trees. They're looking fine too. Yeah, if we can get this here magical 1 inch that we're always told we need every week, so everything grows wonderfully, the pecans will probably have a heavy crop this year too. Whew. Alice is loving it when she gets in the shade. And now we're over here at the south side garden bed. You might notice we got things cleaned up some. We got her all planned out. But we got to get our tomatoes tied up. Well, I think that'll be first thing in the morning. And we got to start making our netting for these cucumbers. Not sure what they are, because we snatched them out of the compost pile. But we're going to see, because they're starting to take off too. But we got to give them a net to climb up to the sky. Beans over here. Ooh, they all come up and are looking fine. Surely they are now. We had some gaps when we talked on the 24th. But they've all filled in now nicely. Collards are starting to grow. And beans here all popped up too. So I think between the 3 small bean plantings we got, we'll have plenty for just one little old country engineer. Squash is looking mighty fine right there. Starting to have blossoms. Yep, albeit they are all male. Don't see a female yet. Oh, I told you a lie. Look at that right there, right there. There's my first female with a baby squash. And they say you can't garden in the deep south. Yeah, this time of year. Yeah, well, as you know, if you've been with me over the years, you know, Mr. Tom does it every year. But it does take work. Our potted kale's looking fine. And our potted collard over there doesn't seem to mind. I knew if I stuck it over here with its cousins, the kale, it'd be happy. And so it is. But yeah, I'm thinking that bed's finished up, south side bed for now. And that, we got plenty going on in there, plenty of food. We still got our peppers to get in, and I'm hoping to do that tomorrow too. But we got to get her done before the sunshine hits that tomato and pepper patch. Now, I'm going to tell you what, as we're out here where the sun's beating down on us, you can definitely tell the sun's upon you. It's just not the light. It's just like a death ray burning a hole in you. Yep, we got to get this in and quit talking about it, don't we? And of course the blueberries, we've been eating them by the handfuls. Yep, and we've had plenty. We're sharing them with the birds. There's plenty for everyone. We've been putting them on our cereals. You know, I don't bake much, but I'm thinking about making some blueberry cornbread. You know, that's easy enough to do. And that is yummo. But mostly, I pick them, put them in a bowl, put them in the fridge, or do like we're doing now. Grab a handful, insert in mouth, and enjoy. Excuse me for a moment, if you don't mind. Yep. Woo! Those are blueberry and juicy. Now I just saw the mockingbird. Did you see its shadow? Yeah, they think these blueberries are theirs. Yeah, they'll swoop down on me. And I swat them back. They don't get too low. You can see them right up there. See them up on the top of the roof? Right there? Yeah. He thinks these are his family berries. I don't mind sharing with them. But hey, they're for me, my buddy Spooky, which is at my feet, as you see, like normal, and my feathered friends too. But other than the fig, that's about everything we got going on here at the moment. On this Monday, the last week of June, you know, the fig is doing fine too. Having one of the biggest crops I've seen in a long time. You just look on that branch. There's at least 4 figs. Up here, got 3 more. Look at over there, another 4. We got some down here, still making right there. Woo, look at it in here. There's another 5. Yeah, they're everywhere. We're gonna have a bumper fig crop. And you know what? We may get 2. Because in some years, when the conditions are just right, we do. Right, Spooky? Yep. And I'm gonna tell you the secret though. The figs. First of all, the secret is right here. This mulch. That's what does it. I don't care where you are, but especially if you're in the south. And you can see now, this poor pig would be struggling. The ground would be dry because its roots, figs are very shallow rooted. I've showed you that their roots are right on top of the ground. Yep. And this keeps the soil cool, which keeps its roots cool. Plus, when we do have rain, all this gets wet, this whole mass, and you can see it's a lot of it. And it keeps this area nice and moist. Yep, moist. Right, Spooky? Yeah. Spooky will tell you. He'll tell you it keeps it rather moist. Spooky. You're my buddy, ain't you? You are my buddy. I love you too. Yes, I do. But anyway, the figs are doing fantastic. And once we pick this fruit off, we'll give them a mid-year fertilization. If the mulch is compacted too thin, we'll add to it as we mow our biomass generator, i.e. the lawn, and gather our grass clippings. If you don't gather your own grass clippings and leaf clippings, you're wasting a vital resource. That's all I can say. Yep. Woo, just look at all those blueberries there. Since it rained. I was picking them yesterday. Yep, and there wasn't a ripe one right there. I mean, they're ripening overnight. They're everywhere. I mean, I picked that limb clean of ripe ones. And now I can see more dangling everywhere. Yep, we're gonna have to get out here and get our Tupperware, start filling it up, slapping it in the freezer for next year, or whenever we feel like enjoying some homegrown, all organic blueberries. Right, Spooky? Yep, he's with me. So y'all, we're on the front porch now. It's getting late in the afternoon. Right near around 5, which means we gotta get the kids' cruise food prepared. And I gotta think what I'll be eating later in the evening. Yeah, because as it gets later in the year, the sun stays up later, we tend to eat later, or at least I do. Yeah, it just doesn't feel right eating when it's bright sunshine out for supper. But that's where we're at in my little piece of paradise in the deep south of Alabama. Yep, the heat is sweltering, but we're still getting the rains. Yeah, is it uncomfortable? Is the humidity high? Well, I think currently now it's 89%. So yeah, this time of year is not for the faint of heart. And it takes some doing to be out here. And you got to be careful too. So if you are out, remember, try to avoid the midday sun. Stay hydrated. And make sure whatever you're hydrating with includes electrolytes. Look it up. Just drinking water ain't good enough. You're losing more than just H2O when you're out here working in these environments. So until I, the kitty crew, which most are smarter than me and lying in the shade somewhere too, you know, Cleo, Speedy, Mr. Gray, sometimes Heathcliff, of course little Grace is inside too, but Spooky took a walk with me and you. So hey, until we all see you on that there next video or episode of Mr. Tom's Neighborhood, as we like to call it, y'all take care, stay safe, and may you be blessed as you bless those in your life. Goodbye for now. Spooky, I'm hot. Just doing the walking and talking and the filming. You get sweaty. I don't know how you do it with a big fur coat. And then I see all those mosquitoes flying around you. Then we got the black flies right there. I keep buying things for flies, and we're getting them, but there's like a gazillion more. Yeah. Woo! The further south you go, the more bugs you have. Take it from me. Yeah, I remember gardening up in New York and PA with my great-grand and grandpas. Yeah, with my father up in North Alabama. The further I came south, the more you got to battle. But that's where the fun is. If it's not a challenge, it ain't no fun, right? Well, let's go on in and see what old Gracie is up to. Later, all.